How's it going, guys? Can everyone hear me? Is the audio okay? Too loud? Too quiet? Does the video look okay? This is my first stream with the new PC. So, still working out some of the kinks with the tech, making sure everything's working how it's supposed to, downloading all my old apps and shit like that. So let me know. It should be smooth as fuck. We got the new camera. It's 4K. And it should be smooth as hell. Because I spent about $6,000 on this fucking goddamn computer. As you guys can see, we cleaned up the space. No more boxes. This place has been completely tackled. I did all my cable management. My desk looks clean and nice. Got some dope art up on the walls. Office is feeling good, feeling complete. So I'm stoked. It makes me want to just sit in here all day and make content for you guys. No, I got the 4090, bro. Big man ting, yeah? 4090, bruv. It's looking good, bruv. It's looking good. All right, so let's get into the video, and then we can kind of just figure out, kind of what we're thinking for the week, really. So let's start off with the elephant in the room. We had a little bit of drama. The CFTC filed a claim. They're suing Binance, and they're alleging that Binance is effectively offering services to U.S. customers, aiding and abetting and, scammy shit, have an internal trading desk that is, actively trading against their customers, whole bunch of stuff. I didn't read the entire thing. I read a couple of threaders who went over it. Adam Cochran, probably the most famous threader out there, but he's a smart dude. So I read what he had to say, and he seems to think that it's quite damning and that the result could be the end of Binance, which is insane to think about. So, but anything's possible, especially after seeing what happened with FTX. Literally anything is possible. So what I'll say, I guess what my opinion is quite simple. Do I think there is likely some shady, nefarious activity going on at Binance? Abso-fucking-lutely. I think you're naive to think that that's not the case. Now, some people say, well, Mayne, why didn't you think that about FTX and why do you have money on there if that's the case? It's like, well, this is different. I knew FTX was trading against me, right? It's just something, it's like the cost of doing business. You're like, I want to use this centralized exchange. I know that there is information asymmetry between me and the exchange. I don't really know what's going on behind the hood. There's a lot of opaqueness. But you accept that for the advantages that a centralized exchange can have, ease of use, things like that. This is when the whole leverage conversation comes in. Only keep on that exchange what you're willing to lose. I knew FTX was trading against me. I didn't think that they were just straight up stealing my fucking money to cover their trading losses. That's a little different. I'm not surprised at all to hear any of this real news about Binance and that they're not really, like, you can trade on Binance.com as an American. It's not that hard to get around it. There's lots that can be done. The issue, I guess, is one, the CFTC has generally been pretty positive. They like to work with crypto companies. They're trying to help get crypto into a place where it is, kind of properly categorized and regulated, etc. So that's not ideal. This isn't the SEC, right? This isn't Gensler. This is the CFTC, which to me is a little bit worse. Seems like the case has a lot of merits. I don't have an opinion on CZ one way or the other. I do think that Binance is critical for the space and important for the space. And I do think it would be massively detrimental for Binance to go down. But then on the other hand, it's like, okay, if Binance, I don't want, if crypto's ever really going to make it, we got to eliminate these, shady actors. So it's kind of a tricky spot. I mean, and then if you're, a person who also dabbles in the real world and traditional finance, in really anything, there's scamming, there's people getting taken advantage of, there's shady, nefarious dealings going on in all levels of business, sports, education, government, everywhere, right? Like humans just kind of suck. That's just what it is. You give people power, they will abuse it. Look at COVID, right? COVID is, can I even say that on YouTube anymore? See how crazy that is? Perfect example. All of a sudden, you're empowering some person who normally has no power in their life to be like, hey, if someone is not wearing a mask, film them and shame them and post it online and tell them what to do, right? Or you go to like a concert and they give someone one of those vests and like a little light stick and they're directing cars for traffic. This person now thinks that they're like the president of the United States. They're yelling at you. They're saying, I said park here, and they're waving their thing at you and shit. It's like, bro, who are you? You're working for minimum wage. Like, relax. So I think this is a human thing more than anything. So what's my opinion on it? I don't really know. We have to wait and see. I do think that in general for crypto, I want Binance to be around. I don't want it to be as bad as it might seem. And I do think Binance leaving the space would be quite detrimental. I don't know how we have a bull run if Binance isn't around, right? Listing shit coins. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough yet. I'll continue to do my research, but that's kind of my thoughts in general. Like people are like, I can't believe Binance is trading against us. I can't believe Binance. It's like, really, dude? You can't believe it? Is it that hard to believe that people are shitty and that people in positions of power are going to abuse that power? Come on now, don't be naive. I think there's a lot of naive people in crypto. And if you go through your life with the inability to recognize that, right, you're going to get fucking fleeced in all aspects of life, man. So don't be naive. That being said, if I had money on Binance, I do not. I would make sure that I'm only keeping an amount on there that I can withdraw immediately if necessary, right? Because if it's like you can only withdraw $2,000 a day and you got $200,000 on there, you're fucked, right? If you're not KYC'd or whatever, and only keep on there what you're actively using, right? What you're actively trading with. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So now let's talk about the charts, right? We have the same old kind of shit going on Twitter. Massive euphoria. We're going to 100K. The new bull run has started. 40K is a magnet, and you're dumb if you're not long, to a slight pullback, and everyone is saying like that's a deviation, brev. And this is not a shot at SZ or anything. The guy's been crushing, but everyone is trying to be like SZ, not realizing he actually knows what he's doing, and you probably don't. But it's a deviation, and we're going to new lows, and blah blah blah. So I do think that the Binance stuff is bearish, right? But I was bearish before any of that news came out, right? So we had this big breakout, huge 9-month-long accumulation, and we've broken out, right? So there's a ton of people on your feed that are going to tell you to not fade the breakout. And I tend to agree, but I like to play level to level, and I just deal with the information that's in front of me. I would like to assume that after this long of a consolidation, this kind of a stop run, that whatever pullback happens here holds and we trade much higher. That's what I would like to assume. I think it would be very fucking bearish if we were to break out of this huge accumulation with one of the biggest candles we've seen in ages and everyone going freaking full redact on the bull posting and the hopium posting, only to deviate back inside of this range. And all of a sudden we're just going sideways still. And that was just a fake out, like this was a fake out. Right? What if that happens? Then we trade all the way back to the low. right? So I don't want that to happen. I would much rather us trade higher before going lower. But I deal with the information that is present and I make decisions based on that. So what is the information we have as present? Starting on the weekly chart, right? I'll just delete everything here. Or actually, I'm going to do this. So starting on the weekly chart, the areas of interest I have marked are this candle here and then this SFP, right? And break in market structure. So we have an entire breaker laid out as clean as a whistle on the weekly, right? We have the move up, swing low is created, the swing low is run, we break out to the other side. Now my expectation is that this is going to be support. I posted this on Twitter. Naturally, people, oh my God, it's such a big box, right? Like Cred likes to tease, but Cred's my friend, one of my oldest friends in the space, right? So I know he's just joking around and he's just talking shit because he knows that I'm not just entering based on this weekly block, right? I'm not just longing this with my stop fucking 20% away, okay? He knows better, but many people do not, which is hilarious. You guys who watch me and have been watching me or in my Discord or in my Telegram, you know I'm not just longing here and putting my stop here. This is, remember, I always give you the sniper analogy. This is my wide view. Okay, where's the initial area I'm interested in? Well, first, what is my bias? I'm bullish here. Next, where am I looking? Okay, now I've narrowed out it down. I've zoomed in that scope, remember? Then I go to the lower time frame and I narrow it down even more until I get to my execution time frame. And that's where I'm actually pulling trigger. But doing this type of analysis, saying, hey, I want to be a buyer in here, that gives you two very important pieces of information. It gives you it gives you my bias, which is bullish, looking for longs, and it tells you where I'm doing that. So I'm showing you, if I see the stuff I like to see, which you guys should know by now, in this area, I will be taking longs. So what I see here based on the weekly, right, is clear weekly supply here. We just front run it, but we did fill in the majority of this gap here, okay? It's fair value gap here. We're seeing a bit of a pullback. We had a massive up move. Some sort of pullback is completely reasonable and should be expected. It's not just going to go up in a straight line, right? For you guys keep commenting about the 720p. I imagine I had my old computer capped at 720p because that's probably all it could handle. And this new one can handle more. So I will have to look into my stream settings, but I can't do it while streaming, unfortunately. So once the stream is over, I'll have a look at the settings and I'll see if I can up it to a higher resolution. What is that schmutz on my monitor here? I need to wipe this thing down real good. Okay. All right, so I will look for that. I will look for that later after the stream, how to upgrade the quality. So I've given you my bias, right? So right now we've had this move. We ran these equal highs. Remember, I had these equal highs marked. I posted a video. I was like, these highs, when we came up and put in a double top, I'm like, these highs do not hold. We're going to smash higher, right? 29 to 31 or whatever the targets I was given, 28 to 32, but came right up to about 29K, ran the highs. So we've run upside liquidity now. So now I'm going to be looking for a retracement into this price leg, confluent with this breaker, to formulate my next long idea. Okay, so I'm willing to take a long here, even though we're going to be back below this kind of range high. So a lot of people are going to assume this is a deviation in short, but based on the strength of the breakout, I'm willing to try a long here first. And if the long doesn't work or we don't get bullish market structure in here, guess what? I will short and I will target the range lows. Really that simple, okay? But because we had the strong breakout here, the first pullback, I'm willing to see if this can put in a higher low and then continue up. If it does not show me that, if it does not do it, if I get stopped out, it is what it is, and I will live with that. And I will say, okay, now it looks more like we have a range here, and this was just a deviation to the upside. But for now, I will look to long if we get down here. We don't even have to come down this far. It does not have to happen. So that's the weekly. Now, people are asking, how do I figure out my bias? How do I do? I fucking am telling you right now, this is exactly what I'm saying. So my goal was to get a pullback to here on the weekly chart. So on the lower time frame, I can be short biased into here and then long biased in here for potentially another leg up. That's exactly what we did. Go down to the 12 hour, right? We put in the run at the highs, okay? We're still within this 12-hour range here, but we had these equal lows here. I took a short on the hourly based on this pullback here after the SFP. My target was the range low. Those lows, boom, played out perfectly. They made us sweat a little bit with this pullback here. Looked a little dicey, but I drew that trend line. I said, this is bait. This is going to get nuked. And it did. So the 12-hour, I can be bearish biased for a move down to that weekly breaker, right? Down here. And then I can get bullish bias again here, just knowing that, hey, this is my 12-hour swing. I'm looking to buy a retracement of this 12-hour swing and then hopefully see continuation of the upside and bullish momentum. But if it does not happen, it doesn't happen. But if I think that we're going to go here and I see a sell signal up here at the extreme of the range, why wouldn't I look for a short and play it back this way and then flip long again? Level to level, right? That's all I give a shit about. We at this level here. I think this level is next. I'm going to look for a short to it. We get to this area. I think higher is next. I'm going to look for reasons to long. So that's all that this was, right? Was a level to level play on the 12-hour, right? I still would like to see us come to this lower gray box. I don't know if we will, but for now we ran the 12-hour high and now we've run the 12-hour low. So if you're looking at market structure here on the 12-hour, right? To me, this is the low and this is the high. That's your 12-hour structure. In my opinion, some people might want this as the high. Some people might do whatever the fuck they want. I don't really care. This is how I view structure on the 12-hour. And we ran the highs, closed back below, and we had equal lows at the lows. So that was the obvious trigger to get short. And you had a ton of opportunities to shorten this leg and shorten this leg back down using the stuff I share in Telegram and I've taught you guys over the past fucking couple of years that I've been doing these videos. So now looking at this internal structure, right? So this is kind of like our external structure here, this and this. Looking at our internal structure, we did close below this low, right? But we SFP'd all of these ones. So it's like, are we going to bounce? Is it a lower low yet? I don't know, right? So the way I view this, okay, is simple. We're still in a bullish 12-hour range here, but we've put in a low and a lower low. So if we come back up here, I might look for this to be a lower high and then we get confirmation, right? And on the low time frame, you're going to see that shift happen first before it confirms on the high time frame. So if we're going to end up getting a structure break on the 12-hour, the H4, the H1, the M30 are going to be bearish before that, right? So I'm just trying to say, okay, we did SFP these lows, but this could be viewed as a potential market structure shift to the downside. So I still think even though we ran these lows here, that there's a very good chance that this down leg is not over and that any sort of little bounce would be an opportunity to short this lower. Obviously, we're going to look at the dollar and we're going to look at stocks because I think that's going to play a factor as well. But for now, we're still within this 12-hour range. We hit our initial target, so nothing wrong with having taken some profit there, right? Trailing some of your trade off. But this is what I mean. Just how I said, hey, we broke this low, but we SFP'd here so we could see a bounce. It's exactly like this. We ran this low, right? Bounced. Bunch of people probably closed their shorts thinking it was fucking over, only for it to be a lower high and then leg down again. So we could see the same thing happening here, right? Any sort of bounce is just an opportunity to short this for lower. So I'm still going to be looking for potential bearishness here personally, because I would like us to trade down to the other level, right? I want us to trade down to here. So my current short that I shared with you guys, I closed half, stops at break even, looking for opportunities to compound if they present themselves. Going down to the hourly, okay, we now have this 1 hour bearish price range, right? So I'm watching this and saying, okay, just like how I showed you, we might get a little pop on the 12-hour before another leg down. I want to see here, do we pop up into, any of the structure over here, the upper part of this 1 hour downswing, and then potentially put in a lower high and sell off, or maybe we sell off from right here, right? Maybe we sell off from right here. These lines I have are on the 30-minute, but we had a little bit of a sweep. We close below this low, this thing probably pukes again, right? And then that'll be the continuation of this 12-hour down leg here, right? Because if the 12-hour, the next 12-hour candle closes below here, that range low, this will become that high, and then we'll have a new low here, and then this is now your 12-hour bearish leg. But you saw it happen on the hourly first, then on the 4-hour, and right? So we're going to wait and see. I'm watching this hourly range. If we get a pullback up here and some weakness, I think that's an opportunity to get short or compound short. But I still think that this looks bad, personally. Could be wrong. Anything can happen. But I still think that this can trade lower. 25.2 remains an area of interest for me, which is the top of that weekly breaker effectively. But I'm going to watch again. And if this sweep ends up being the low and we're going to trade back to the range high, then so be it. Maybe I'll flip long at some point based on new price action. Maybe I just will miss that trade. I don't care, right? Like this short from 28,500 down to here. It's effectively a $2,000 move that I gave you guys. I gave you the short and I gave you the exact lows. I said 26,500, right? It's a $2,000 move. So for every Bitcoin that you were short, you made $2,000. You can see with not even that large of a position, 3, 4, 5 Bitcoin position, this could be a $5,000 to $10,000 trade to start the week. And the risk to reward was like fucking 1 to 4, right? Is a 4R trade. You don't need that many of those to do really fucking well. And what you absolutely don't need to do is after winning a good trade like that is going and giving back a couple R, doing something stupid, right? So that was a high probability trade. We had a clear entry, a clear invalidation above the high, and a clear target. It ticks all boxes. Even though everyone was bullish up here, I didn't give a fuck. I don't listen to any of that. People were messaging me about funding. I don't look at funding. I'm not looking at the heat map and seeing any of that shit, right? A lot of you guys always say, hey, Mayne, do you see the MACD is doing this? Do you see the funding is negative? Do you see I never look at that shit ever. The only time I ever comment on it is when other people share it with me and go, hey, look at this. This is crazy. But I never look at it. All of this entire 5R trade, almost 4.5R trade, which took 3 or 4 days to play out. I think we entered on Thursday, maybe Friday. We entered here. What day is this? Thursday. Couple days to play out, paid off big, and I'm chilling, right? And this is all stuff that you guys know how to do if you've been watching me for long enough. Nothing I have shared in this video or that got me into that trade, I have not broken down for you guys countless times in every single one of my fucking streams. Okay, so pretty straightforward plan for Bitcoin here, I think, right? We're watching this hourly range. We're still within this 12-hour range. I'm looking to see if the bulls do get a little bit of a push. Is it just a bear flag, right? That's going to end up selling off again. Similar to this, right? Remember, I drew this trend line and I said, hey, it'd be a real shame if all the people longing this trend line here with their stops here, here, and here got nuked. It would be a real shame. It pushed a little higher than I thought. I thought after this bounce, I thought this might have been it. Went a little bit higher. Still, no change in the plan. Still in a downtrend here, right? Had another little mini internal trend line here. Right? More stops built up. There's the shift. Bang. Dump, right? And there's a short I posted yesterday right here that would have caught you in this move on the low time frame. I didn't post it, but I commented on it and I shared the chart because I was short from higher. But I knew that this trend line was bullshit. I'm like, this is going to get rinsed. These lows were way too clean. So I had all the pieces of the puzzle, right? I had all the ingredients for the recipe. Go and cook the damn dish, right? Put that shit together. Fucking do it. So now we're going to watch. We're going to see what happens within this range here. Is this going to roll over? Maybe it bounces and we get, another little fake looking uptrend and then it nukes. But if you're looking at this 1 hour range, really, we shouldn't trade above probably these highs, right? Like if this is going to leg down again to here, we shouldn't trade above here, right? So anything that's going to happen needs to be capped by that level, in my opinion. If we start trading up there, I would say, this is probably going to go higher, and that's fine, right? If we then get bullish, right? If we do this, guess what? I'm going to look to long a pullback in this now bullish leg, right? So that was a whole metric ton of alpha. I must be in the fucking zone today because that was very, very, very high level stuff that I just shared with you guys there. You're going to want to watch this again. The entire video so far, going from the weekly, giving you my levels of interest, my high time frame bias, going to the 12-hour, again, more bias, more areas of interest, right down to the lower time frame where I gave you exactly how I got in, right? Exactly how I got in. I deleted all the levels because it was getting crazy, right? But I showed you all of the opportunities to get into this short that played out on the hourly chart with the breaks in market structure, right? You got your BMS right here, right? You got your breaker. Like this was the initial short there. Another opportunity there, another opportunity on the low time frame here. There was actually an M30 short last night, right here. I'll leave this for you guys to see, but it's right here. There was a low time frame short, and you can even take this down to the 5-minute, and this short, this short, this short, all of them play out the exact same fractal with almost no fucking heat, no drawdown. So yeah, so let's wait and see if we get a bit of a bounce and go from there. I'm going to watch this for now. I'm watching this little mini range within this range, and I'm going to be patient. Okay, so let's take a look at the chat because that was half an hour of me just spitting. Absolute fucking sauce. What's up, Mayne? Appreciate you streaming a little earlier for the East Coast folks. I didn't think this was early, but you're welcome. DJ Mayne. I wish I could just play the music I want on these videos and still monetize. It's kind of fucking bullshit because I want to play this non-copyrighted trash, But otherwise, I can't monetize these videos, and I need that YouTube money. I think since I've been on YouTube, so I've been posting videos on YouTube since 2018. I think because I obviously haven't monetized them all. I only monetized some. Lots of them got demonetized. I think I've made $6,000 in ad revenue in 5 years. Not great. But I do see how it can scale. If I start getting 30, 40K views per video on every video, that can actually become a nice little side income. I don't know why my videos, I like my goal this year is I want every single one of my streams and every single one of my videos to get 10,000 views minimum. Right now I'm between 3 and 6,000 is kind of the average. 3,000 on a poorly performing video, 6,000 plus on a good one. The ones that do the best are obviously the evergreen videos, the order block videos, the price action concepts. So maybe I should listen to what the market is telling me and do more of those types of videos. But they take more work. Whereas the streams, I'm just blam them. But there's so much fucking alpha in these streams. If you would just take the time to dig through them, rewatch them, even old ones. I always say this, just because the price data is not new, it does not mean that the information in it is not valuable. It's still very valuable, right? And I know this because I'm the one fucking recording it, but because a lot of you tell me, they're like, dude, I get comments on videos from 2 years ago, people being like, dude, I watched this, light bulb for me. I got people messaging me being like, dude, I implemented your system, I'm making a bunch of money. It's all there for you guys. It's all there for you. That's what your Papa Mayne does for you because he loves you. Okay. All right. Monthly FGV, I think you mean FVG, looks like a great fair value gap, not fair gap value. Looks like a great place to load up spot bags. I don't see a monthly fair value gap on the long side, unless you mean this one, but we kind of tagged it with this move here already. What I see more realistically, this is my view on the monthly, assuming that it isn't over, right? Assuming that it's not over, like I would love, like this would be awesome. Right? Like this would be amazing. You know how much fucking money we can make during something like this? Just longing Bitcoin and altcoins and shit and then shorting everything to doom as it makes a lower high on the monthly. And then maybe we accumulate longer and then 2024 or whatever. That seems more like that would be sick. I don't know if that will happen. Again, I'm not trying to predict that many moves in advance. Right now, I'm trying to determine, are we going to go from here to here? And if we are, can I get in an additional short, compound my trade to catch this fucking move? That's all I give a shit about. Mayne, I love you, Mayne. Give me a shout out, baby. There's your shout out, one Del Z. This guy says video's good except for there is a Guido in the bottom left. I've not heard the term Guido in a long time, but I thought Guido was like a Jersey Shore gym tan laundry slur. Yeah, only 720. So I must have to update my stream settings because they're based. When I downloaded Streamlabs and logged in, it just had all my old shit, which was nice for me because I didn't have to set it all up again. I can look at ARB. I know a lot of people are getting rinsed in Arbitrum right now. I can take a look at it. Binance cannot go bankrupt, this guy said. Who said anything about them going bankrupt? One thing we know for sure is Binance has a shitload of money. Mayne, you are an ICT/cotton candy TA price action trader. Love it. I have no idea who cotton candy TA is. I've never heard of them before. So yeah, no opinion on them. I don't know who that fucking is. But yes, a lot of what I do is inspired and learned from guys like ICT. Okay. I closed my short halfway only to long and get stopped. Farouk, why are you doing that, bro? Why are you doing that, bro? I've taught you better than that, Farouk. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. You know better. Trust the process. Moon says, thanks for teaching this stuff. You're welcome, Moon. Thanks for controlling the tides. It's a little astronomy joke for you. Bro, why watch 500 hours of ICT when you can just watch 1 or 2 of Mayne's top-down analysis? I genuinely think part of the reason why I got popular is because I take guys like ICT and other people who teach stuff but make it seem complex, and I dumb it down because most people are fucking stupid. Just kidding. But I just try and make it layman's terms. I try not overcomplicate it, and I try and give you just the juice, right? I want to give you just the juice, no pulp. Just the straight facts. Just the good stuff. Cutting away all the fat, the excess. Thank you, Uzman. You are also the man. Bro, your videos have helped me so much lately. I've been killing it. Grinding slowly to get to the point where I can do this full time. Fuck yeah, Dominic. Let's go. Farouk says, hey, Mayne, do you use the 1 hour and lower time frames just for your entry, or do you also trade these time frames? I know that the 12 hour is your main time frame. I'm not really sure what you're asking, but my executions primarily happen on the hourly chart. So I'm doing my top-down analysis, weekly, 3-day, daily, 12-hour, right? And then I'm executing on the 30-minute, the hourly, sometimes a little lower. But that's my workflow. Mark Zuckerberg is back. Bro, come on. What was that bullshit with the TikTok hearing, Mark? I know that fucking you over at Meta put Congress up to that. They were grilling the poor CEO of TikTok and making absolute mockeries of themselves while doing it. What's the deal with that, bro? You jealous? You worried that no one's going to watch Facebook Shorts? When the bull run kicks off, you're easily going to get 10K views per video. I fucking hope so, because I'm trying to exit scam. I need to get 100 views per video, and then I'm exit scamming on all of you. I'm out of here. Zach XBT is going to clip that, just save it for later. I'm being facetious. When did you decide to go full time? How did you know you could go full time? I tried to go full time too early. I didn't have enough confidence in my system or have enough money set up. So I failed the first time. I ended up having to move back in with my parents because I ran out of fucking money. But the second time I went full time and stayed full time was I had enough money. And that's the thing. I've never really been full time. Like, yeah, I do this, but I have other sources of income. And Bags just did a podcast where he talks about this, right? Never have all your eggs in one basket. Like I'm older than a lot of you, I imagine. So like I've diversified my income. I have multiple income streams. So when I went full time, I had a business that I owned that was producing enough money for me every month to cover all my expenses already. On top of that, I had investments that were earning income. On top of that, I had a nest egg that I had accumulated working and trading, so I could cover, if income stopped, I could cover my ass for over a year. And I had a system where I was consistently, month over month, making more money than I lost. And I had enough money in my account where I could risk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, And if I get the trade right and get a 2 or 3 hour trade, that's a meaningful amount of money. If you're super consistent and profitable, but your bankroll is $1,000, right? That's not enough to live, right? You could do 10R risking your entire, you know what I mean? You could do 10R risking 10% per trade. You're only going to make $1,000 in that month. That's not enough, right? So all of those factors kind of came into play before I ended up going full time. Great content made me limit the hero F-bombs. It can be a turn off, just saying. I know I have a problem with swearing. It's not my fault. I blame television. South Park, Family Guy, Simpsons, all that shit. That's how I was raised, and I swear way too much. I'm aware. This guy has repeated his question so many times, and now he's putting it in caps, thinking it's going to make it more likely for me to answer. Bro, you're asking me, do you wait for confirm retest before taking entry? Do you wait for confirm retest before taking entry? I've told you guys how I enter trades. Go watch some old videos and you will see exactly what I do to enter trades, okay? Repeating your question over and over and over again and yelling it at me is not making me super inclined to want to fucking answer you. Off topic. I've been obsessed lately with guys catching seals and cutting off fishing line and stuff. Seals have thick Mayne necks. Okay, interesting. Good to know. Okay, so you guys should be crushing. Twitch chat looks okay. I didn't know Mayne was a juggalo. I didn't know I was a juggalo either. I ran a recruitment business for several years. Okay, so Bitcoin, done, dusted. We're watching this little range here. Bang, bang, bang. Let's see here. Ethereum. Very similar. Right? Weekly analysis is the same. Bitcoin, stronger of the two. Ethereum's already retesting this breaker. Broke out, retesting. Ethereum has not left its range. So you go look at Ethereum BTC, which has been getting shellacked. You now can see that correlation in the USD pair, right? Bitcoin looks like this, right? Ethereum is like this. They're both pulling back a little, but Bitcoin much stronger out of the bottom than Ethereum. And we've seen Bitcoin domination going up, things like that, right? So Ethereum is in the monthly breaker or the weekly breaker already. You go to the 12-hour chart. It did print a short signal, right? We did sweep this low. So, I mean, the 12-hour range, I guess, is more like this, right? And I kind of like that idea here. So ran the highs. You could have shorted Ethereum up here. There's probably another short in here on this pullback. I guess this is the low, technically. Technically, this is your 12-hour swing. We're pulling back. We have a 12-hour bullish order block here within the swing. So this could be confluent, for example, either bottoming in here or one more leg down to run this low, right, and blow this low out. Confluent with Bitcoin taking one more leg down to 23K or 25.2, right? A little lower on Ethereum. So Ethereum, BTC also starting to round up a little bit. So potentially there might be Ethereum strength here coming up this week. But my bias on Bitcoin for potentially still moving down lines up well with Ethereum being in this 12-hour range, but it still has potential for, if we run this range low, that's another 6% to the downside, right? 6% to the downside puts Bitcoin at that weekly breaker. So I do think you want to watch Ethereum here and see if we get any sort of bullish price action, right? See if we get any sort of bullish price action. You're going to want to watch this low, right? We swept there and we're now trading below it, because if we close below this low, you then have a lower high and a lower low kind of on internal structure. And that would lead me to believe that Ethereum's still bearish, right? So similar to Bitcoin here, right? Traded below this low, or SFP'd this low, but now we're trading below it. It could close as a break in market structure. So Ethereum is at a point of interest for me in this area here between 1600 and 1700. I'm going to be watching price action. If we get any sort of bullishness here, I will look to potentially long. Obviously, I'd want to see Bitcoin put in some bullishness as well. So whether that's a move like this, right? Or if it's a move, down through here, within this range, lower extremity of the range, that's where I'm looking to get long. We're just probably trading below the 50% right now. So I'm prepared to buy bullish PA in this area if it presents itself. Okay, but for now, there's no trade here on Ethereum. Not as obvious as on Bitcoin, in my opinion. And I talk about this all the time, right? Like, yes, there's going to be an altcoin. There's going to be a Bitcoin or Ethereum that outperforms one or the other, right? Like you long Bitcoin, Ethereum goes up 10, Bitcoin only goes up 7. And you're like, what the fuck? Yes, you should try and find opportunities where you can catch the higher beta play, right? So if FBTC is bullish and we have an opportunity to long either Ethereum or Bitcoin, Ethereum probably the better long if FBTC is bullish. But you still have to factor in what chart makes the most sense to you. What chart can you see the cleanest setup on and clearly define your risk, your target, etc. And so on the short here, the Bitcoin setup was cleaner to me. That's why I shorted Bitcoin. So even though Ethereum dropped, I believe, more. Yeah, Ethereum sold off more. I'm fine with it. I shorted Bitcoin because the setup was more clear, more apparent to me on the Bitcoin chart than it was on the Ethereum chart. Okay? And maybe that changes, right? So Ethereum USD, we're in an area of interest here. Zoom in on the hourly here. Not really much. A little bit of a sweep that's gone on here. So you could technically be watching this low here to see if we get a shift on the hourly, and then perhaps that's another leg down. Or just like on Bitcoin, right? We have this new hourly range, this down leg from here to here. If we get some sort of move above the 50% and weakness, that could be your short for the next leg down. Okay? But Ethereum is in that weekly breaker that I want to buy Bitcoin in. So maybe we see some Ethereum strength where Bitcoin sells off harder, Ethereum doesn't go as deep. This is a wide zone, right? This goes all the way down to 1450. So it doesn't mean we have to bounce from right here. We can still sell off 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, still be within this weekly bullish order block, and then put in the bullish setup, and then we can get long, right? FBTC has been in this range forever. I still think there's a chance that this trades down to the fucking low. Definitely possible, but we have this weekly fair value gap here that price is coming up under or into. So this is going to be something to watch. And then we have this high to this low here. So this could be a potential area where, we see a bounce on Ethereum. And then within this, you have another range here. But this is kind of what I'm watching on FBTC. If this can curl up, that means there's going to be a period of time here where Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. But this could literally be as simple as this, and then it could go down again. Just looking at the weekly, I'm still nervous with how this looks, that this could just very well come and touch the bottom of the range again, maybe even run this low, but definitely test the bottom of the range again. So something to watch here into support in the weekly fair value gap. There's still no bullish PA on the 12-hour. On the hourly, you kind of do, right? You have a low, a high, higher low, higher high. So this is a bullish hourly price swing that we're within right now. So it's starting to potentially turn. Still too early to tell, but that's what I'm watching. All right. Hassan, do you have a Discord server? Yes, bro, I do. And I fucking responded to you on my YouTube comments because you commented on like 3 videos asking. Go to my website, tradermayne.com. It has instructions on how to join the Discord. It is free. I wish you all the best, Mayne. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and system with us. Your educational content helped me very well. Thanks, Sultan. What a dope name. Your name is Sultan. That's baller. That is baller. I just checked FBTC. What's up, lights? Happy to have you. Farouk says, I'm planning to long Monday's low. If Monday's low is swept on BTC, close above. That will give me more confidence with your ETH setup. Well, let's look. What is Monday's range? Yeah, so there's Monday's range, right? What is this? Look at my hourly range that I drew out. It's the exact fucking same thing, basically, right? So same idea. You can use Monday's range for this, or you can do what I did and just draw the range your fucking self at what you believe is the key high and low, but it's the same thing. So maybe we sweep Monday's low. If we do, I will look to long towards Monday's high. Right now, we're trading below the Monday mid-range, so let's wait and see. We just got a little low time frame SFP here in the making. This candle's still got a lot of time to close, though. Maybe we trade up to Monday's high, sweep Monday's high, and then trade back low. But yeah, that Monday's range there is the exact same level that I had with my hourly range that I had just drawn, right? It's the same area we're watching here. This leg. Let's see what happens in this leg and then make our decisions. Your apologies accepted, deals. Jeffrey Marin. Hey, bro, can you do TA on PYR? I have my life savings on it, and it has completely nuked like 90%. I hope to get rich next bull run. Jeffrey, what a terrible fucking sum of words there in that fucking sentence. Why would you put your life savings in some fucking Ponzi scheme is beyond me. 99.999% of altcoins are scams, and they will disappear in a few years, and they will not pump again in the next cycle. Maybe you get lucky and you pick a coin that has multiple market cycles. But go look at any of the most popular coins from 2017, compare how they did to the new coins in 2020, right? Go look at the coins from 2014, compare those how they did to the new coins in 2017. The old shit almost always underperforms and rarely ever sees new all-time highs. That's point one. Point two, why the fuck are you putting your life savings in anything? What a stupid fucking thing to do. You deserve to lose your money making dumb choices like that. Come on, dude. Put your life savings in fucking something tangible, like real estate, or at least into some sort of portfolio that is with real companies that earn revenue and things like that. And there's not a chance that it decreases by 90 fucking percent. I don't know what PRY does. I don't really want to do analysis on something that you're holding onto so fucking hard, right? Because now you are praying, so your words, right? You hope to get rich next bull run. That is not trading. That is gambling. You're gambling with your life savings. I'm not trying to be a dick. This is just tough love. Don't do that. right? Trading is calculated. The risk is managed. I know what I'm prepared to lose. I know where I'm wrong, all that. You have none of that. I talk about the checkbox. You have none of that going right now. You're down 90%. Why'd you hold it all the way down here? Was there no signal to you that, hey, maybe I should fucking cut my losses? Or were you just convinced that this thing was going to go up forever, right? So again, I'm not trying to be a dick. This is tough love. Do not gamble, because that's what you're doing, with your life savings. Do not risk more than you are willing to lose in crypto. Don't fucking do it, okay? So I hate that your life savings are in something that's down 90%. I will look at it and I will try and find a bullish argument for you. But keep in mind, I have no idea what this coin does, okay? No idea. And it's a coin from last cycle. So I just spat all over my fucking screen. And it's a coin from last cycle. So the likelihood of it outperforming, some of the other new shit is very low in my opinion. But let's see if we can find a string of bullish hopium for our boy Jeffrey, who is very much down bad. So I don't know where you own this thing, but fucking A, bro. It's got to do 1,500% just to get back to all-time high. I don't know. Is this on other exchanges even further back? Oh my God. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, 1,500% to get back to all-time high. Think of how many people own this coin from prices above where we are now, right? How many people are just like you? What does that mean? It means that there's overhead supply of bag holders who are hoping to get out at break even or just a smaller loss than they're at right now, right? That's why I always say, focus on the new shit. Why long something where you know there's a shitload of people who bought it here who are just hoping to sell it here when you can buy something new that doesn't have that bag holder problem, right? That being said, let's assume that this is a real company and not some random fucking shit coin that probably is going to zero. Okay? It looks potentially bottomed. Altcoins have been getting smoked, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Altcoins have been getting smoked lately, and it does not look to be changing anytime soon. That being said, if this thing is down, 90+% from all-time high, 95% from all-time high, I'm not looking to short it down here necessarily, even though it could cut in half another 50% here, right? This could cut in half another 50%, no problem. And now it's 96% down from all-time high instead of 94. So keep that in mind. I don't know if that's an SFP right there. I think it is. Yes. So we ran that high, sold off. Okay, we have a very clear high time frame range here. Right? Looks potentially bottomed. This is all going to depend on Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin's going to go on a rally and Ethereum's going to go on a big rally, then yeah, we will probably see a period of time where altcoins bounce. But is this thing getting back to all-time high? Is this thing going back to $40 anytime soon, if ever? I don't think so. Doesn't mean it can't. Doesn't mean it can't go up. It can do a 500% move and just take out this high. And that could be all it does next bull run. But that's a lot of money that can be made. But if you bought up here and you're still bag holding, you might be shit out of luck. So I think you need to do better in terms of having a plan. Being all in on something and holding it through 90% drawdown just seems massively irresponsible. Maybe this is one of those coins that will see another bull run, will see another market cycle. And for your sake, I hope that it is. But never risk your fucking life savings on a gamble. Don't fucking do that. And if you're just praying to get rich, praying is not a fucking strategy. Now I see Trader SZ in the chat. I know he owns this. So I know he owns this. Maybe he can, he knows more about what's going on behind the token. Are they actually delivering shit? Is there shit happening? I don't know that. I'm just looking at the chart. It looks like it could potentially bottom, but be very aware. If Bitcoin goes back to 19K, this is going to shit the bed and could drop another 50%. No problem. Okay? But what up? Shout out to SZ in the chat. This guy says, what does he say here? It'd be great. I'm gonna look at if anyone's trying to talk shit on SZ in here, you guys are dazed. No one has rinsed the market more thoroughly than SZ in the last fucking 3-4 months. The guy's caught literally longed here, shorted here, longed here, shorted here. Like every fucking move, the guy is nailed. And he shared majority of it for free on the timeline. It's unbelievable. But yeah, $3 for per, maybe that's cheap. And maybe it's going to go to 20 and that's a tidy little trade. But if you're holding from 40 or 50 and you took no profit, because maybe you're up, right? Were you up a ton and you just didn't sell any? Right? So I'm not trying to be a dick there, Jeffrey. I'm just trying to say you gotta be smarter with your fucking money, man. Be smarter with your fucking money. All right, so let's look at ARB, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Been a little over an hour. I still gotta hit the gym today. So we have Arbitrum. What the fuck does Arbitrum do? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it going to pump? Are the airdroppers going to get rich? Here's what I know about Arbitrum. I know my good buddy Size Chad works with them. That I know. I know that if you interacted with anything on the Arbitrum chain, right, you were eligible for the airdrop. So minting Campai Pandas, for example, on ARB, you were eligible to get some tokens in the airdrop. There is tons of money to be made. If you are broke and you're like, hey, I need cash, I don't have a ton of money to trade, whatever, you can make money in crypto with almost no money, farming airdrops and things like that. I know lots of people who got 5-figure airdrops on this one, right? And this is just one of many that happen. So I believe Arbitrum is a layer 2, okay? And I believe it is faster and more secure and more efficient than Ethereum. That's the pitch. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea, to be honest with you. This kind of PA that you're seeing right after the airdrop, I think a lot of people are hoping this thing just goes to $5 or something like that, right? Maybe it will one day, but there's not a lot of price history here yet. Like, you guys know I like the 12-hour chart. Well, I got nothing really to work with here on the 12-hour chart. I mean, this is kind of ugly on the 12-hour, but I don't have anything to work with yet. Go down to the H4. That seems like a pretty clean level that if we're able to reclaim, we could bounce, right? I don't know. Is there a better exchange I should be looking at here? But yeah, we're trading below this floor. So we basically had the airdrop. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces here. Now we're trading below. So the bullish hope would be this is some sort of deviation and we get back above this level. Then you target these highs up here, and then maybe you target up into here, right? That would be the bullish scenario. Stop would go wherever this deviation low is. That would be the bullish scenario. If it holds below this low here, right, and puts in bearish market structure, who knows how low it can go? I have no fucking idea, but I'm pretty confident a lot of people are going to get, and I imagine there was a pre-sale for this, I imagine. So there's going to be unlocks happening and people dumping those tokens. So this is not my area of expertise. Brand new coins with almost no price history. Not really my cup of tea. Doesn't mean that there's not money to be made. It's just not something I'm fucking particularly good at, or spotting the early movers and shit like that. But this is a level I would watch here. $1.18 effectively. Let's see us get back above there, back above this little H1 order block here. And then maybe we can talk about it going up. Okay, but for now, it's broken support and it's below it. The dollar is selling off a little harder than I expected. We ran that key swing low at 102.59, basically back where we are right now, right here. We ran this low into the weekly demand, right? Weekly order block, SFP'd right into it. So I'm hoping that this bounces here. Like I'm hoping that this is a higher low that's about to form, and this is going to trade towards 104, 105. So that's kind of my plan for dollar, is I want to see it trade higher. How much lower it goes, I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to see it probably violate this low. If it does, I want it to be a quick sweep. But I would like to see this push up, which would be confluent with Bitcoin potentially selling off more, and then also my view on equities, which is we potentially are going to sell off more. Just simple range play. The low, ran the high. Now we're in the lower part again, looking for reasons to potentially long this to higher. Weekly order block, weekly SFP. We failed to get above this breaker here, right? This is a bearish order block. If we would have closed above, it would become a breaker. It didn't. So now you could wait. The conservative play would be wait for us to get back above mid-range, and then that's when it's going to fucking go up. That would be the conservative play. The aggressive play is trying to hope that it bounces from around here. But that's what I'm watching on the dollar. I want to see that go up, to see crypto sell off more, right? If the dollar continues to sell off, and this is going to go to the range lows here, Bitcoin is not going to dump. Equities, I've been watching this chart for fucking ever, it seems. We've got our high time frame range here. So I just took this 12-hour high to this 12-hour low. We came up towards the top of the range, put in a big SFP, got short signals, got another short signal, but it's just fucking grinding here. I'm hoping this plays out like Bitcoin, in that I hope that this trend line is just bullshit, right? And once this trend line goes, we get the big nuke and crypto gets flushed with it. So that's what I'm watching on SPX. It's giving me sell triggers near the top of the range. So that's what I'm banking on. I see this as potential, the exact same as Bitcoin. This is fucking trend line liquidity. A bunch of people are longing here, stops below these lows. So this thing just needs to snap down, and then it should go down. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm leaning towards, obviously, I want to see the dollar go up. I want to see this sell off. And right now, the dollar is dropping, and this is popping up. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but this is, hopefully it's just a little bit of a retest of support here. We've got this gap. Get above here, get above there, then maybe we get the bounce that I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm not going to force it. The dollar continues to shit the bed and everything continues to pump. It is what it is. I'll flip my bias. I'm not really too worried. So looking for a bullish dollar, looking for bearishness on equities and crypto. That's my thesis for now. If my ideas are invalidated by price, I will flip my bias and I will look for new setups on the long side. I've given you my areas of interest on Bitcoin, on Ethereum. I've looked at PYR. I've looked at ARB. So I think that's a good place to end the video. Obviously, right, if I think the dollar is going to trade up to 105, let's say, what do you think that means? Because someone just said, look at Euro USD and dollar CAD and gold. If I think the dollar is going to go up, what do you think happens to those pairs? Anything numerated, as in the dollars on top, like dollar CAD, would be bullish. Anything where the dollar's denominated, like Euro USD, gold, would be bearish, right? Look at gold here. We nailed this fucking move. This to here, and then back up. I still think gold eventually trades to new all-time highs, but you have to be aware now, okay, we've put in a high time frame SFP here, right? Now we've got a clear level here as well. So there's your SFP level, and then this is a former high. If we start trading below this high and holding, I think gold probably pulls back, and that would be confluent, right, with the dollar going up more and all that other stuff that I had mentioned. Okay, so hopefully this was valuable to you guys. I think the start of the video, there's a lot of information there. Definitely worth for you watching and digesting. As usual, we'll have the edited stream up tomorrow, the condensed version. I'm going to hopefully do a gambling stream tomorrow or the next day as well. And then maybe another video midweek or something like that, depending on how price goes. But yeah, great start to the week. Took profit on a nice healthy short, made some money, have a pretty good idea of what I think might happen. So, go watch last week's stream. Every situation we fucking discussed played out. Right? All of them. So I talked about the run of the lows. I talked about this pump. I talked about the short, all in the last stream and then in Twitter and Telegram, right? All laid out for you. So I know you guys are making money because you guys are blowing up the wins channel. So keep up with that. That's what I love to see. And yeah, I'm gonna sign off here. I'm sorry this is not a little bit longer, but that 3-hour stream I did this morning with Rookie took it out of me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. As usual, like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, interact with my posts, join the Telegram, join Discord. Instructions for everything are on my website, tradermayne.com. And shout out to the sponsors of these videos, Prime XBT. If you want to support me, you like what I share here for free, the best way to do that is to use that Prime XBT link in the description of this video. Use that link, sign up, put in code Mayne50, start trading, deposit some money, start trading with me. You can trade equities, you can trade gold there, you can trade SPX there with crypto as collateral. So if you want to do that, if you want to support me, that's the way to do it. All right, guys. So thanks so much for tuning in.